Oh, hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to my Detroit movie review. Um, so I saw this movie today, just a couple hours ago. I got home, been thinking about it for a little bit, and if I could sum this movie up in one word, it would be decent. It's a decent film. I do think it's a little bit overrated. I see it's in the 90s, and Rotten Tomatoes, which really Rotten Tomatoes, it's not a score. What it is mostly is it's what percentage of critics liked it, and I like this movie. This movie's directed by Catherine Bigelow, uh, who, in my opinion, is an incredible director. She's way underappreciated, and I think it's because it seems like she took a break or something, or I don't know what happened. But this chick is an incredible director, and what I like even better of her is I like it when people break stereotypes. Right? She's not a female director that makes chick flicks or romantic comedies or anything like that. She does guy movies. She's known for Point Break, The Hurt Locker, and Zero Dark 30, which are fantastic films. And now she's doing this movie, which is a serious movie. I think she's a great director, and in fact, I think she won. She's won Best Picture, and I think she's got a Best Directing um, Oscar. What's funny is when she won Best Picture, she beat out her ex-husband James Cameron when he did Avatar. So this movie, I thought going into it based on the advertising, was based. It was. I thought it was about the Detroit riots in the '60s, but it's not. It's actually. I mean, it takes. That's the setting of it, but it's more about a particular event that takes place in the Algiers Motel, um, where some kids were gunned down and tortured. It's not really a survive a riot type of a deal. It at one point it became a type of capture and torture type of movie with some social commentary added in. It's yeah, and you know you can't really say for a while. I was like, man, this movie's really anti-cop, but it shows parts where there's good cops and there's bad cops. Um, and in those riots, man, that Detroit looked like a complete war zone. They had the military was there, and even some of the military guys were involved. And in the end, it's based on a true story, so I guess there's no spoilers. But well, you know what? I didn't know what the outcome of the trial was, so I won't give it away. It was a very good movie. The problem is that most of the characters that were involved, I only really cared about one, really two of them, which is one of the guys was actually in a band called the Dramatics. Well, it was a Motown band, and he quit after this incident, which was very sad. I think after this incident, it almost seemed like even though he survived the ordeal, where they lined up these black kids on the wall saying there was a sniper in the house, and they were pretending to kill some of them. And I guess one of the cops wasn't in on that. They were pretending. They were taking them into other rooms and shooting them. He didn't know they were pretending, so he shot one. And they had already shot another one in the back, running away early on. And then, you know, the people that were in the outside with their hands on the wall didn't know, that it wasn't real. Well, but I guess it became real. Um, so there's several characters that are involved. There's Anthony Mackie's character, who's a Vietnam vet, but you don't know. You just see him all of a sudden when the cops raid. You don't get any background. You hear him say this, but they don't show you. And I think that was a bit of a mistake. Whereas the only two characters we really got to know were the musician guys from the Dramatics, and the other guy I think was just his buddy, or I don't know what the other guy was. Was he the roadie? I don't know why he was like. They're like, "Oh, you're late." They were gonna go sing at the Apollo, maybe. I don't know what that was. Where all the Motown people sang, but um, they ended up not being able to go on. That was gonna be like their big chance, and they ended up not performing because it was the riot. Then they went to go to the hotel, and then they met these girls, and they met some other guys. And then one dude, like an idiot, decides to fire off like a starter gun that starts races. It doesn't fire bullets. And then during a riot, and then all the police swarm in. That guy gets shot while trying to run away. in the back, and then that's when the whole ordeal happened for the night. And they tried to pin it on some other black cop, John Boyega, who was there, and the cops all ended up going to trial. Like I said, Will Poulter is kind of like the mastermind behind the whole thing. He's the main evil cop who had already shot another guy in the day in the back while running away. Um, and Will Poulter did a really good job. I've been watching him for a while. I'm pretty sure the first time I saw him, he was in All the Pretty Horses with Selma Hayek, which is a Cormac McCarthy uh, novel, dramatization of his novel. And he was good in that. He's gotten older. I almost want to say he'll get an Oscar nomination, but I'm not sure it was quite there. The performances are good, but I just wish I knew a little bit more about some of the victims involved. I think if we had known if we had known everybody as well as we knew um, the musician and his friend, it might have been a bit better. Like the deal with Mackie fighting in Vietnam and then coming back and he deals with that. That was big. Um, but it didn't. We didn't even know that he was a Vietnam vet or anything like that. And again, not like one of the army guys who was just kind of like in the hotel that they raided. And it didn't even look like a hotel. It looked like a house. So I kept getting confused, and this like the locations were weird because I thought they left the hotel and they went to some house, but then they kept calling it a hotel. Was it a hotel? Was it a house? I'm not sure. But I really was upset at like what the way they were treating these people, and I felt for them because I think they knew like if they run they could get shot. If they were getting shot anyways, and this guy was obsessed that there was a sniper rifle in the house, which they never found. Even in real life, they never found that a gun because there was no gun apparently. I didn't understand why they didn't just say. This is one thing. It was a plot hole. They're like, just say that the dead guy, because that dead guy who fired the fake gun, just say that he did the shooting. And where's the gun? They could have just said he fired a toy gun, he was the shooter, and then they probably all could have gone home. Why didn't they just say that? I don't understand why they just didn't say it instead of like, I don't know, I didn't see a gun. Like Anthony Mackie's character did not see the gun. Everyone else saw that gun. Everyone else in that building saw what happened. The dude was playing around with it. He pretended to shoot his friend. And then some people laughed, and then he decided to fire the fake gun out the window to scare the cops. And then like four of them, some people were gone by then, but everyone had seen this. Anthony Mackie was just in the hotel, which was bullcrap. They just dragged him out, or in the house. I don't know what house, hotel. I'm confused. But the intensity of the thing was outstanding. It was very. It's a lot of tension. It reminded me of it was pretty much like a home invasion movie. Yeah, it became a home invasion movie set during the Detroit riots. Yeah, that's what it was. They broke in there and they were torturing these people and scaring them, and they killed a couple of them. Um, so it was not what I expected. But it was good. I don't know that I can score it in the 90s or even the 80s. But I would say yeah, go see this movie. It's if you like it's a home invasion movie. Yeah, let me put it that way. I don't think it was marketed correctly. It seemed like more of a thing about the riots in general, but it's pretty much the cops take these people prisoner, and they scare the crap out of them because they're obsessed with finding some gun or I don't know. And the one main cop is racist, and maybe two of them are really. At one point, there's these girls in there, like these white girls in there. They're like, "Oh, you guys are prostitutes. You're banging, these black guys and this and that." And they rip one of their dresses off, and it's like, "Whoa, now!" And then the army guy walks in. And he's like, "What are you guys doing?" Like, and at one point, I think the army guy catches on that they actually really shot one, and he was like, "Oh, you know what, bro? This is a police business. I'm getting out of here." And then but in the end, um, the cops start letting some of them go. He's like, "You didn't see anything, right? You didn't see anything." One of them was like, "Yup, yep, I saw a dead guy right there. What are you talking about?" So he shot him. And then the guys who ran away said, "I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything." They all ended up getting subpoenaed for court. So somebody squawked. I think the white girls spoke up, and they all got called back to court to testify. So that was a little pointless. It's a good movie. It does have some social commentary type aspects, which I'm surprised because, and maybe it's just because the last two of Catherine Bigelow's were war films. I kind of thought maybe she was, I don't know, she's she's diverse in her story selection, definitely. Um, and that's not necessarily something bad. Um, so if I had to score this movie, I would give this movie on the Star Strider scale a 72. So it's a good movie. It's well above average. Remember, average is 50. So 72 is not bad. It's not a C. 50 is a C, right? I don't think in terms of grades. It's just percentages. So yeah, 72. It's a good movie. I couldn't believe the amount of devastation that the town had. The way they portrayed the riot starting was a little sudden. Like the cops raid an after hours drinking place that's not like a bar. They're just like selling booze in someone's house. They raid it, and the guys are like, "Oh, you arrested these people," and then they within like seconds after the cops leave, they're like, "Oh, fuck this, boom," and they just start looting a store like immediately for nothing, and then they just start lighting fires everywhere. It's like what? Really? I kind of felt like, well, that doesn't seem. The cops didn't shoot anybody. They didn't kill anybody that was in a court case. They just arrested like 20 people. And they were like, oh, yeah, well, let's start a riot. I don't. Uh, some. I think the writing could have been improved. Um, the acting was good. The directing was good. The writing, I think, they were just not. They're plot holes. Like, why didn't they rat out the guy? How could a riot start so simply? Um, uh, and we didn't know the other people being tortured. But anyways, yeah, 70's my score. Let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments below, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye.